Hello and welcome. You are here at exactly the right time, so just trust that the messages that you're receiving are designed for exactly when you come across this. There are no accidents in the universe, and you're here deliberately, and you're here to create deliberately, and this is the right time for you to be receiving. So sit back, really come in with an open receiving heart, and sit back and just be in tune, relax, breathe, and take this all in. So the very first thing I'd like to do is introduce the energy of the time, of this particular period of time, and this might resonate with you at some point at the time at which you're watching. This particular creator has put forth 72 angel cards, and this is a creator out of Quebec, Canada. Christiane Muller, and the creator talks about the fact that angels aren't so much these winged creatures that we think of, but rather states of consciousness, and that there's different times of consciousness that are more prevalent, and there's a calendar card actually. The two other cards that come with this, besides the 72 angel cards, each card representing a time period and that state of consciousness. And then there's a calendar card. These are simple blue, baby blue cards that are plasticky and laminated. They have gold writing on them. While it's pretty, the effect, the gold foiling is pretty, they sometimes are just, because of the reflective nature of the gold on this very light card, you have to kind of turn them at a certain angle to view them. Anyway, there's also a card that expresses the divine laws, things like everything is symbolic or everything's a symbol, spirit is eternal, God is a living computer, the law of synchronicity, and at the very bottom of each card is a quote that's very appropriate, and it's know thyself and you will know the universe. Okay, so I've used these, and with each card and with each angel representation for that period, there is the highest amplified good of that particular energy, and then distortions. So if you're out of balance, or if you're in a lower state of vibration, the distorted fields tend to be more prevalent, and so for right now, for example, this is a really good time for not only physical healing but self-knowledge and really being able to discern good and evil, for stability and confidence, for high morality, and like I said earlier, a time for calmness and for healing illness. So a really good period of respite and restitution, kindness and goodness. So these are all associated with the angel MANAKEL. The card number is 66. Some of the distortions, just so you know, are a dangerous level of manipulation and manipulative behavior, physical and moral disturbances, seeking material pleasures and social prestige. So things that really are self-serving and limiting and not for our highest good. Dangerous friendships around this time. So these are all on the side of humans distortions. I've just started to use this as sort of the main energy flow or current for the time period, and I kind of like them. Let me introduce the other council members and messengers here. We've got the Golden Dawn. This is the Oracle of the Empty Cup by Stacia Burrington. I think a lot of you are familiar. There's some gold foiling. It's very simple. It's one of my Zen decks. Very minimal, but powerfully delivers that which needs to come through. The Empty Cup Oracle. So this is the Golden Dawn that I have edged in black, and I like it. I see it as a symbol of sort of having a protective hedge around it and really protecting the messages. And this has been a reading deck for quite some time. The Hermetic Wisdom or the Hermetic Tarot, I etched it in a red. Really, I think suits this black and white deck. I like the hue and the variant of the red used here. And then Stacia Burrington's Empty Oracle is edged in that matte gold edging that I think so many like. I like it. It's nice. And here's what I mean, like very simple, monochromatic messages that really, because they're so simple, they resonate deeply, and I think that they just have a very focused message always. And so yeah, it's kind of been a favorite of late. Okay, so let's look first at the overriding theme, and I'll pull that out right now. It's got that rose petal finish, right? So they don't slide the easiest, but doesn't at all, and this was I don't know if you remember, but when I was showing these earlier, this was that bottom card and needed to be seen once again. And this speaks about your vessel, your emotional vessel, and the vessel of your temple, and how much are you taking in, and what kind of depth do you have right now. It's the flask. And it just means that this is a time of emotional receptivity. And I'm getting as well that, how full are you feeling in the ability to create love and to create big things and to create new things and healthier things for 2021. Like any receptacle, what you put in is sort of the takes on the flavor of what you're going to create. I get over and over again that the message right now is that you are the vessel, and you have this amazing aptitude for emotional receptivity. So let's put loving things in. Let's surround yourself with loving people, loving activities, actions and behaviors that really support filling up your emotional cup, right? Because flasks have a tendency to hold on to the temperature of the things that you put in there. So if you put really heated things on, it holds on and it doesn't dissipate quickly. So put in things that, if you want warm and cozy, put that in and it will last a while. Before going into the messages from the Hermetic Wisdom here, one of my favorites that tends to always preside on my reading table is this is Melissa Sevenstone, the Super 7, and I love the 7 resonant energies that come up with this mineral. There's the clarity and the purity of the quartz, the compassion of amethyst, and the love that always presides here, and the charge of wellness as well, right? I mean, we're told to really focus on self-care and self-love right now, so even that. So let's look at what wants to come through for right now. So how are you doing? Okay, so what's stopping you from your ultimate perfect success, right? This is the 10 of vessels, 10 of cups, really amplifies this message of soul security and what is going to fill you up and what you're putting in there. It's really a state of exuberance and really joy, but somehow it's a little veiled right now. And the question is why, right? What's hiding that complete, blissful, perfected success, right? Because you've got the energy there. It's here, it's right now in the present. You are reminded that you are the vessel, you are the ultimate vessel, and that you have the ability to keep that warmth and that success going for a while, because that's what a flask does. A flask holds on to temperatures for a bit, and that's the beauty of why flasks are even used, besides the ability to carry things. So this brimming, it's the planet of Jupiter, which is amazing benevolence, and amazing joy, and amazing success. It's like a sheer veil, so it's right there, but there's a translucent film that's sort of upsetting that perfected success. And let's ask what and why, and what we can maybe do about it, right? So what is really hampering the state of perfected success right now? What's hampering the state of perfected success? What is hampering the state of perfected success? What is hampering the state of perfected success? Let's see. So for someone out there, it's a father or patriarchal figure that, is really a benevolent force, but there's something there that involves a paternal figure, there's the answer here is 2 out of 3 reasons are people. There's also a child or a younger adult. I mean, this could be someone's teenage child that really is a shining flame, and interestingly enough, there is that seed, there is that creativity, and this is the beginning and the end. It's full continuum, it's full circle. There are 2 individuals in your life right now that are really responsible for this kind of veil, and one tends to be someone more mature, and the other tends to be someone younger, and one could easily be of a fire sign persuasion. So an Aries, a Leo, or the third fire sign, Aries, Leo, and I'm sure you know. Aries, Leo. We'll have to cut that in because I don't know, it's just gone. But this is a really charismatic individual. Tends to be younger, teenage, younger, or even 20s. And the older, more mature individual could be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. So there's a water sign and a fire sign individual. Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius individuals, one of those 2 or both, might be really hampering that. It seems like a family thing, because this is really about those family legacies, and it just feels like there's a lot of grace, and there's a lot of overwhelming and brimming, overflowing chalice of love, but there is some slight disruption right now, because all of these point to the same thing. Let's look at what might be some really cool and effective strategies or actions right now to deal with, let's ask it this way. What are the perfect right next steps, right? What are the perfect action steps to take to remedy or to have the best outcome for the situation? So what are the best action steps to for the highest good of the situation? Best action steps moving forward. Best action steps moving forward. We'll leave these. just feels very, what's the word? Disrupted, but there's some, I'm looking for the right words. I feel it. Not high anxiety, but just lots of heightened emotions around this. So right now you're feeling that there's there's just, it's not a fluid, easy, there's you know, like Cracker Jacks or popcorn popping. It feels like that kind of energy right now. So let's look at the best action steps for this situation. 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 So first, let's look at some of the salient messages that were there. Okay, this is really patience. 2 8s, right? 8s are about things running really deep and you know, really taking the time to not look at the surface, but really go in deep and really look at that soul reason, and do some practical things as far as the remediation is concerned. Patience is big here. Patience and sacrifice as well. So the 12th day, the 12th day, the number 3 comes up twice. The energy right now is about creativity. So really be creative in the process. Practical and creative. Those are the 2 things that will really help out right now when you look to remediate or to better what's going on with the family at the moment. You certainly have lots of oranges and reds there. You have that soul fire. You have the activation of your solar plexus, of your sacral chakra. This could also another 8. So this is 3 8s. You know, the 8th day, the 8th month. So someone who maybe, you know, there either was a catalyst event in August, or August this year coming up is of importance, of significance. One of those 2 individuals could be an August birthday. In some ways, I see that you feel imprisoned or shackled, or that you see no way out. But the message here is that this is a sort of a prison of your own making. You can very easily walk right out of there, right? Don't cry the river. Don't stay and wallow in that. And again, balance is called here. You know, temperance is about grace and balance. And weathering the storm and feeling really confident, like you're on solid ground, because you really are, right? So the 12th, the 14th, the 8th, big numbers here. Could have also been around Christmas, that because you know, the 12th month. So there's some, I'm trying to think of what we close this out with. Let's get a message each, because I see this very much as yin and yang, these 2 messengers. And so let's pull a final advice card from each, because I think that oftentimes used together, they really complement. And so, in kind of like the masculine and feminine divine energies, they really just come together beautifully. Okay, so this is about focus, right? And putting both feet forward in the same direction. And yeah, you know, Sagittarius comes up again here. The 7th day also comes up, or the 7th month, July. So there could be some real big soothing elements that are all working toward the July summer time frame. Yeah, I mean, you've got 2 aces, so 2 real gifts of divine of divinity, really. You've got the Ace of Wands and you've got the Ace of Cups. This is love at its very crux, the seed of love and the seed of creation, right? This is the thing that starts it all off. It's the spark. You've got it. You've got these grand gifts, and they truly are grand gifts. But like any seed or any start, in order to keep the spark going, you need to flame the fire. You need to plant the seed and then nurture it and give it sun and soil, the right soil conditions and water. So you've got some beautiful, pivotal, kind of crossroads moments here. And you're called to exercise grace and real confidence and strength, and also focus in that both feet forward, because if you've got feet planted in different directions, you're really going to be pulled away, and really the thing is to hone in and to create success, that perfected success that we talked about at the very beginning. That perfected success is going to come from head and heart being aligned, really being aligned to source and to higher vibration and frequency and love, and knowing that you are the receptacle and the vessel of infinite possibilities. Because I say that because you've got the infinite possibility right here. This is firepower. You are charged. So much charged energy here, right? I mean, lots of reds and greens, material practical things that are coming up. So again, keep in mind that the 8th month, the 8th day, 8 weeks from now, 8 days from now, the number 8 really resonates lots here, and therefore it's a message that keeps repeating for you to hear and to really receive that. Know that you are a vessel and a real receptacle of love, and if there's a family situation or a situation, a relational situation, that there's a lot of passion and could very well, the fire sign keeps coming up, so Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries individual really is at play here. Or if you are one of those signs, this is a real calling about patience, sacrifice, knowing that you're not shackled or stuck, that you absolutely can, with fortitude and focus, move out of that circular prison, if you will. And with that, I will bring in the grace of the energy right now and remind us that it's about discernment and knowledge of, higher knowledge of good and evil, that stability and confidence are called upon here, higher morality, calmness. So it's remediating ills of all kinds, not only just physical, but emotional, mental, psychological as well. And this is a force of liberation. Remember we talked about the imprisonment or feeling stuck? Well, no, this is the right time where liberation of potential buried deep, deep wounds that are buried well within. And like I said, 8 is a number of depth. It is, Scorpio really runs deep, and it's that kind of Pluto energy of real depth and real inner secrets, those kinds of deep recesses. This is the time for deep soul work. So pay attention to those dreams, because messages come when you're sitting still. Not only dreams at night, but daydreams as well, right? Those thoughts and the promptings and the nudgings. Those are the same kind of things that creep up from your superconscious and your subconscious. Reunification of the qualities of the body and the soul. So again, remember what I said about harnessing that head and heart connection. All of those things really pan out here very nicely. So until next time, do take care. Bright blessings for this year, and all the best until we see each other again.